In today's episode, we are going to explore the Pyrahna ReactR medium. Pyrahna has really made something truly unique, especially compared to other sporty creek boats on the market. Rather than relying on a lower volume stern to load for quick turns, they've used a different philosophy by using two planing surfaces on the hull, separated by a pivot point. This allows the paddler to change from the planing hull in front of the paddler to its rear pivot hull, making this boat highly adaptable to features on the river. Combined with the Reactor's rocker profile, you are going to notice this boat is very capable on the water. Pyrahna has also introduced their new Elite outfitting in this boat, which is a massive upgrade, and we've all been waiting for it. So kudos to you, Pyrahna. As the main part of my 2025 kayak season starts to slow down, it's that time of the year again for my end of season reviews. And by the way, I am 5'10" and usually around 190 pounds. And I'm sorry, I left that information out in my other reviews. I purchased the Reactor in the fall of 2024, wanting to spend the winter dialing this boat. Continuing off from last year, I'm using the same categories which I personally look for in a creek boat. These categories being stability, edges, boofability, slideability, rollability, comfort, speed, and control. I give each boat a score using a scale from 1 to 5 for each category, 1 being the worst and 5 being the best. Then I'll break down my reasons. At the end of my review, the boat will receive a scorecard that you can pause, write down, and hopefully this will help you when you're weighing the options of what boat to buy. Before I begin, let's summarize the scorecards of two boats I've already reviewed: the Dagger Indra and the Zet Ninja 1. Alrighty, let's get to the boat I've been eagerly awaiting to review, the Pyrahna ReactR Medium. I'm giving the stability a 4.5. The ReactR Medium has very good primary and secondary stability, but not to the detriment of its rollability. When on manky water, I always felt comfortable in the Reactor. I also found the faster the flow, the more stable it felt as it engaged the pivot hull. Edges, 3.5. Alrighty, this might be the hardest part of the Reactor to rate, as its hull is in a league of its own, with two planing surfaces. From about the paddler's hips to the bow, there is a planing hull used for carving and cross-current moves. From the hips back is a pivot hull used for quick turning maneuvers such as a sweep booth. Seat and body position will come into play here, as you need to find a balance between the two hulls. Personally, I found the Reactor excelled on lower volume steep creeks. When I had it on pushier high volume runs, the bow at times had the tendency to spin out. I think being aware of this and really concentrating on engaging your planing hull when it's needed can prevent this. I'm giving the Reactor a 3.5 for its edges, as the boat has a more slidey feel versus a hard carving one. This boat performs well, and part of the reason is the give and take of its design. For a fast reacting boat, you give up some of the edginess. Boofability is a 5. This boat has an amazing ability to boof, making this very easy to score it. I noticed this most when going over holes. It will not only go over them, but if the tail ever loads, the bow will jack up higher and the boat even accelerates. When going over drops, the Reactor can have its angle of descent controlled beautifully. Another thing I love about the Reactor's boofability is how it sweep boofs on the fly and doesn't lose its momentum. Comfort. 5. Finally, I can give Pyrahna a 5 on comfort. Thank you for not only listening, but perfectly addressing every issue. I personally love the rope and pulley system. It is so quick and great in cases you have to get in and out of your boat in a rescue scenario. The seat and back band are comfy. The thigh braces are very adjustable, making you feel more connected to the kayak. I love that this system requires very little to customize to your shape. The seat moves forward and back by removing a single bolt. Slidability. 4. You'll notice that the edges of the Reactor sit up higher than the bottom of the boat. This gives the hull the ability to slide over rocks and shallow ledges. Speed, 3.5. The Reactor is not a fast boat, however, it is a quick boat. Let me explain. Its top speed isn't fast when compared to other boats, however, its quickness is on how it can change direction quickly, giving it the ability to be adaptable. It's not slow, it just isn't the Ninja. And using that as a scale, I feel 3.5 is pretty accurate. Control, 4.5. I'm giving this a high score in control, but not 5. As how it has on occasion, for me, spun out. When in low volume steep creeks, I am blown away by the precision of this boat and how it goes over drops and boofs over holes, also pivoting on a dime, reacting to what's in front of you. This boat will remain in my quiver for another season. Rollability, 5. This boat is one of the easiest boats to roll. I have never missed a single roll. I can back deck and sweep roll it with ease. Not once have I ever felt I had a moment of doubt when rolling this kayak. Oh boy, it's the time we've been waiting for. Just give me a sec while I enter the scores into my tally machine. We have 35 out of a total of 40 possible points, giving us a total score of 87.5. Ugh, sorry about that. I was trying something new. Anyhow, this makes the Pyrahna ReactR medium the highest scoring boat thus far. I wonder, how will it match up to this year's contenders? The Zet Ninja 2 and the Jackson Clutch. I guess you'll have to stay tuned to find out. Y'all take care now, you hear?